Hey everybody, what is going on? I just got out of a screening of Ghostbusters Afterlife here in Singapore, and I cannot wipe this smile off my face. I really enjoyed this film. I am a fan of the 1984-1989 Ghostbusters, okay? I watched the 84 and 89 in the cinemas. I remember in 84 when I went to the cinema and I saw it for the first time, I loved that film. And I used to watch it so many times on VHS. And this has so much of that DNA in it. Jason Reitman has done such an amazing job paying homage to his father's iconic film, but at the same time putting his own fingerprints in this film, really tapping into the relationships and to the family bonding, but at the same time giving the fans, yes, there's fan service, but it's done so tastefully, so respectfully that you're going to smile when you see it, you're going to laugh, you're going to chuckle, you're going to go, thank you for doing that, because that's something we need. Because, you know, a lot of the times when they try to like rehash older films or they want to remake or reboot it, some movie studios don't necessarily always respect the older material as good as they could. But they did it here. Oh man, did they do it. It is, I really enjoyed this film. Now, as you can tell by the trailers, I'm not going to give away the story, but I'll just talk about what's in the trailers. Yes, it's set in an older town. Egon Spengler's grandkids, his daughter, are going to his house. Of course, the late Harold Ramis is no longer with us. And obviously things are happening in this town. Now, of course, we see the trailers, Ecto-1's there, proton packs, you know, they've got it all there. And you're probably thinking, how are these kids doing all this stuff? What's going on here? How is this all coming together? Is it just to be like a reboot with kids and the original characters are just being thrown to the side? No. Not at all. So much respect is given to the original Ghostbuster films. So much. Guys, do not be worried about that at all. It is, okay, I'm going to tell you this. Let's talk about the kids first. McKenna Grace is phenomenal in this film. Now, she is the young girl that looks like a mini Egon Spengler. And in a lot of ways, she is. And within the first 5 to 10 minutes, you are just on her journey. This movie is really about her journey for the most part. But there's also Carrie Coons, who plays her mother. It's also about her. It's also about the brother. It's about them fitting into this small town, how things are going about, what's going on with their family. Then, of course, ghosts come into play and everything else. Paul Rudd, by the way, is fantastic in this film. He's great. He fits right into it. You're going to know right away when it happens, and you're going to love it. But it's done so well. It reminds me, okay, if there's 2 movies this film reminds me of, it's Ghostbusters 84, because a lot of the storyline is taken right from 84. A lot of it, okay? From the gatekeeper to Gozer, the keymaster, that's all there, right? It's all there, right? But also reminds me of Goonies. It reminds me a lot of Goonies, especially with the kids. And I loved Goonies growing up. I don't know about you guys, but I loved it. So you take these 2 iconic films and you put it into one, and that is essentially Afterlife. But I know a lot of you are going to ask me, or wanting to ask me here, what about the original cast? I'm not going to say a word about that. I will just tell you, it's done with so much respect. And I'm getting a little teary-eyed because I was a big fan of the 84 and 89 films, but it was, guys, you're going to love it. That's all I'm going to say. You're going to love it. You're going to have a laugh. You're going to have a great time with this. I say no more. Just go into this film and enjoy it. And I'm glad they made this movie. I'm glad they made it. Now, there's a lot of other great performances in this. There's a lot of cameos in this film that you're not expecting. And I'm not talking about original cast, other actors, because when Jason Reitman and you got Ghostbusters comes into play, you're going to be, when you look at the cast list, you're going to be like, whoa, that person's that? Oh, what? It's cool. It's very, very cool. And by the way, there are 2 post-credit scenes. Okay, one right after the film ends and then one at the very end of all the credits. Stay for them. It's nothing to do with like going into some multiverse stuff. Okay, it's none of that stuff. I know we're kind of programmed for that when we talk about post-credit scenes, but you're gonna love it. You are going to love it. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the film. I'm going to go watch the originals right now. I got to do it. Follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube. Be safe out there, and I'll chat to you soon. Take care.